Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles, and on this episode we're reviewing New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, episode 113. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, we rate everything on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 is the worst, 5 is the best. Let's jump right in. We start off the show with something that they've been doing the last couple weeks, which I really like. You have Kozlov and Ian Riccaboni basically talking about the beginning of the show, and out comes Ari Daivari, who does an interview with them. I enjoy that they're incorporating this into the show, that they're giving a little bit of backstory to the characters. It really gives us more to care about, and it feels more like a wrestling show. You got more than just the matches. Speaking of which, our first match of the show is the aforementioned Ari Daivari going up against Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight's a guy that's really impressed as of late for me, especially him and DKC as a tag team. This was a really good match. I feel like both guys advanced themselves within the realm of New Japan Pro Wrestling here. Kevin Knight showed that he could hang with what is now a bigger name in Ari Daivari, someone that's been known and been seen all over the world. Ari Daivari showing that he is someone that you should care about, someone to be reckoned with, because he hasn't been in New Japan much. This is a really good opener. Daivari does pick up the win here. I'm giving this one a 4. Now going from that, we get a tag match. Blake Christian tagging up with Mascara Dorada, going up against Mystico and Alex Zane. This was another really fun match. I feel like Blake Christian and Alex Zane are kind of married to each other at this point. I've seen them tag together, go up against each other, and they always put on a great show when they do so. Dorada and Mystico's awesome. You may know him as the original Sin Cara, but he is a lot better than what he was portrayed in in the WWE. Dorada, the same thing. I can't even remember his name in WWE. That's how poorly they treated him. But they're both really good luchadors, and I like that they started the match off and kind of did that lucha style, that high-paced, acrobatic style. Christian and Zane can both carry that as well, which made for really good and really cohesive units. This is another really fun match. Zane and Mystico pick up the win. I'm giving this one a 4 as well. After that, we get a backstage promo with Kenny King, which is really poorly lit. It was really dark, and there were times when Kenny King kind of fell in the shadows, and I don't think they meant that as like a stylistic or a theme for the interview. I just think it was just poorly lit. He has a promo talking about coming to New Japan. It'd be great to see him on these shows. I think he's a great wrestler, and he can add a lot. He adds a lot more to the entertainment side. Not that he's not a great in-ring talent, but he will help with that, and especially with as long as he's been in this, he'll be able to help guys that are coming up. Guys like the Ren Naritas of the world, or the Kevin Knights like we just talked about. Help them transfer into more of, how do I sell myself? Going from that, we go into our main event of the show, Tomohiro Ishii versus Tom Lawlor. And this is a match I have to believe, because I was personally, that every New Japan fan in the world would be excited to see. I kind of feel like Ishii has more of a following in America than he does in Japan, because he feels like so much of a big deal here, and he gets such great reactions with the American crowd. Not that he doesn't in Japan, but I think that the Americans love Ishii. He's one of my favorites coming from there, and I think I hear from a lot of people he's one of the favorites when they bring over the talent from New Japan. This is a fantastic match. Tom Lawlor absolutely 100% has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that he not only belongs in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he's going to thrive in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is an absolute star in the making, whether he stays with Strong or he decides to go on to the New Japan main roster. He's kind of the ace of Strong at this point, being that he held the championship for that long. I would love to see what he could do in matches with, and I know we've seen him in the G1, but like real feuds with guys like Naito, like Okada, Tanahashi, all the way up and down the list. Tom Lawlor is just awesome. This is a really fun match. Tom Lawlor does pick up the win here. I'm giving this one a 5. Overall, I thought it was a fantastic show. Again, I say this every single week. It is my favorite weekly wrestling show, and it did not change that this week. It was definitely right there where it usually is. Overall, I'm going to give the show a 5. I thought the main event pulled it up. I like the 2 interview segments. I like how they're building characters and bringing in a new character. I loved it. All 3 of the matches, I thought they were really fun, really good. A nice mix of both New Japan talent and Strong talent, elevating the guys. Also bringing in people from CMLL, bringing in people from outside to make it more of a variety there. Just a fantastic show. Again, I absolutely love New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. If you're not watching it and you're watching these, thank you first of all for watching this video. But I highly recommend getting New Japan World, even if it's just to watch these. It's worth the $9.99 to get these 4 shows a month. And then you get all the other great New Japan shows as well, so with the back library. With all that being said, let's smash that like button, share, subscribe if you haven't, and if you've made it all the way to the end, we'll leave it up to you. Let's put your favorite New Japan talent that appears in America in the comments. With all that being said, my name is George Coles, and this has been my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, episode 113.